news, President Bola Tinubu approved payment of renewal fees for the group life assurance for federal government workers. Governor Yahaya Bello approves 100% payment of hazard allowance to state health workers. A Salvador woman freed more than 7 years from prison after convicted an abduction. This is the MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluence state of Nigeria. I am Muslimat Ometere Itopa. President Bola Tinubu has approved the payment of renewal fees for the group life assurance for federal government workers. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, disclosed this on Wednesday after the Federal Executive Council meeting in Abuja. He said this was sequel to a memo brought by the head of the civil service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemi Eson, to the council. He said the president approved about 9.6 billion naira for 12 local insurance firms to cover the federal workers in case of unforeseen eventualities in the course of their duties. Idris said the approval was part of the administration's determination to accord all its workers the needed reward that will improve efficiency, productivity, and service delivery to Nigerians. Federal government has approved a new policy on transnational education in Nigeria. The Minister of State for Education, Yusuf Sanunu, disclosed this to State House correspondent Wednesday after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa. According to him, the council has adopted guidelines for implementing transnational education across borders. He said this will allow Nigerian institutions to collaborate with foreign institutions to offer education services within Nigeria. Sanunu explains that as member of the World Trade Organization, Nigeria is signatory to the General Agreement on Trade in Services, which includes education as an exportable service. He said the new policy aims to increase access to tertiary education in Nigeria, given the large number of secondary school graduates seeking university admission annually. He said transnational education will ease placement pressures and allow progressive exchange of ideas and research. Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has approved 100% payment of hazard allowance to doctors, nurses, and other categories of health workers in the state. Bello announced the approval in Government House Lokoja while playing host to the executive members of the state branch of the Nigeria Medical Association, NMA, and pioneer medical students of Prince Abubakar Aldo University, Ayimba. He said the payment will take immediate effect, saying the decision was to boost the morale of health workers in the employment of the state government. Our reporter tells us more.
My dear Professor, the Vice Chancellor, I can't thank you and the management of the university well enough for reforming the institution physically, academically, and otherwise. You re-engineered the university and brought a lot of innovations that are helping to churn out leaders of tomorrow in our society. Here are your products. And therefore, let you know that even before we leave and after we leave, we will ensure that whatever it will take, we have started it, whatever it will take to have full accreditation for MBBS in Prince Abubakar Aldo University, we will achieve.
A few days to the end of Governor Bello's tenure, he again expressed commitment to advancing healthcare delivery in the state, explaining that his administration's policy is to train medical professionals within and outside the state, was in the overall interest of the people.
We will continue to do our own who will not care about the naysayers simply because probably they've lost touch with reality. They don't know that Kogi pre-2016 is not the same Kogi again. Kogi has moved far ahead and will continue to move far ahead. I thank God that 8 years running, no one single industrial action that will truncate the educational system in Kogi State. And I am very, very confident that the administration of Ahmad Usman Odo will build more on what we are laying today. I want to assure you that our brother that is in captivity will come out by the grace of God. We will do everything just like we've been collaborating with all the security agencies. We'll make sure that we'll mount more pressures on the criminals. Kogi State is safer, we met it, and it will continue to be safe. We will make Kogi State tough and hot for criminals, for bandits. However highly placed an individual will be, you can only run, but you cannot hide. I'll be somewhere to continue to render my personal advice and support to the next administration, to the people of Kogi State, and of course, to Nigeria at large.
The pioneer medical students, accompanied by their parents, had come to inform Governor Bello of the successful completion of their programs at the universities. They were led on the visit by the Vice-Chancellor of Prince Abubakar Audu University, Professor Marietu Ohunene Toneche, and other management staff of the university. The pioneer medical student expressed gratitude to Governor Bello for the pivotal role he played by providing funds for their studies and his huge investment in the state's education sector.
As the pioneer medical students of Prince Abubakar Audu University, our collective journey has been one marked by challenges, triumphs, and the steadfast support of a leader whose commitment to education, healthcare, and progress has been a beacon guiding us through adversity. In 2013, we embarked on our medical education journey with aspiration to make a difference in the world through healing and service. However, fate dealt us a challenging hand when we lost clinical accreditation, leading to years of stagnation, 12 years now, sir. It was during this critical junction that Your Excellency, Yahaya Bello, assumed the reign of leadership in Kogi State. Your visionary approach and unwavering commitment to education and healthcare spurred the establishment of a professional committee consisting of your cabinet members and staff of the university management. Their thoughtful recommendation to transfer us to other accredited medical schools across Nigeria, while Prince Abubakar Medical School underwent a transformative upgrade, became a pivotal lifeline that ignited our academic pursuit. Yet, Your Excellency, your generosity extends far beyond this pivotal decision. You did not only expediently approve our transfer, but we were also privileged to be placed under your scholarship through our adult journey, alleviating the burden of financial constraints and allowing us to focus wholeheartedly on our academic pursuit.
By this time, 5-6 years ago, we had lost hope in our medical education. And from nowhere, Your Excellency, you came on board. You did not only transfer us, you also gave us full scholarships. Your Excellency, you paid millions that many of us and many of our parents would not be able to afford. And today, for some of us, in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months, according to the institutions, will become medical doctors. Your Excellency, from the depths of our hearts, we want to say a very big thank you. We can't appreciate you enough, Your Excellency. What you have here is just something that we want Your Excellency to place in a very special position in your house, and whenever you look at it, I want you to see that reflection that you have made the future of a lot of persons. You have made a lot of persons become medical doctors.
The present and future generations of Kogi will forever be grateful for all you've done. Because these young medical students and doctors and their parents will contribute immensely towards the development of or improving the health development human resource in Kogi State. So, we thank you all that you've done, and we wish you continue to do more. With regards to infrastructural development in Kogi State, sir, you were able to commission the reference hospital in Kogi, which is a state-of-art hospital, and it's one of the best tertiary hospitals in the North Central. We only have about 5 ultramodern hospitals built by administration because of your goodwill for Kogi's indigents. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Frankly speaking, let me use myself as an example. You would have not been able to meet up with the finance. But thank God, God used you to change our life. We really appreciate you and we continue to thank you. The reward will always go to you. The reward will not only go to you alone, to go to your children and your children's children.
And God will bless you and bless your children. Thank you so much, sir.
The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Tony Eche, in her speech, commended Governor Bello for his remarkable achievements in the education sector.
We are making all efforts to ensure that we recommence the MBBS program. Now, when I came on board in 2020, I immediately took that as an immediate assignment. And we were treading cautiously, and we have still been treading cautiously to ensure that we do not fail again once we start. So what we did and what we've been doing is to commence programs in related fields of medicine. So when I came on board in 2020, between 2020 and 2021, we were able to commence the BSc Human Anatomy program and then the BSc Human Physiology program. In 2023, the NUC gave us the nod to commence the BNSC Nursing program, the Medical Science Laboratory program, and the Pharmacology program. Now we think that with this, we are set to move on into the MBBS program. Because one of the major reasons why we failed is because at the time the NUC visited in 2015, we did not have a functional teaching hospital. We are grateful to you, Your Excellency. We now have a functional, befitting teaching hospital. The other second problem we have is the engagement of staff into that program. They are always very difficult to get. Most of them prefer to go to the private sector. Having worked in the hospital, the established private hospitals. But the president of the NMA, seated here with us today, has assured me that once we start the program, they will be there to support us. They now have medical doctors that have higher degrees that we need, and that they will also be able to assist us with the consultants that will be needed at the teaching hospital.
Dr. Olusola Baku, the chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Kogi State Chapter, commended Governor Bello for his strides in the state's health sector. Bako said that Kogi State is one of the 7 states in the country that have approved 100% payment of hazard allowance to doctors, nurses, and all other health workers.
I also hold your word that you said you are not going anywhere. So I believe that all our agitations and worries will definitely be attended to in this lifetime. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Finally, Your Excellency, there's nothing a state can do without security. When there is panic, tumult, dangers in the state, people cannot go about their businesses. As far as this state is concerned, I know that you have once been awarded as the governor of one of the most secure states in time. And I also want to tell you that as of today, relatively from every other state, Kogi State enjoys huge security.
Responding to Dr. Bako's speech, Governor Bello, who received the visitors in company with the state governor-elect Ahmed Usman Ododo, affirmed the state government's commitment to ensure that medical professionals work in a conducive environment in the state.
Because this takes me to the statement made by the NMA chairman of appreciating what we've been able to do in terms of the 50% hazard allowance. I don't know how many states is paying that yet. However, people say if you say thank you, you are simply asking for more. I have consulted with the next governor by the grace of God, and we have agreed that we should approve 100%. The implementation and cash backing is with immediate effect.
Governor Bello promised continued improvements across all critical sectors, particularly in health delivery, to curb japa among doctors and nurses. Faith Abdugafar reporting for MLC TV.
Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has prohibited all traditional rulers from issuing consent letters to minors without approval by the government, and that the existing consent letters served to them will be reviewed. Governor Bello said the federal government has revoked some minors' licenses for a proper detail. Therefore, Kogi State must key to federal government policies and pronouncements. Governor Bello made this known during the stakeholder sensitization meeting with traditional rulers on issues tackling consent letter and community development agreement at the government house in Lokoja, the state capital. Our reporter has more.
Governor Bello commended traditional rulers' cooperation and understanding during his tenure. He charged them to have complete control over their domains, stressing that they must know all the occupants of the land.
There's no how you will tell the government that you don't know who occupies your land. If you don't know who is occupying your land, then it means you're not worthy enough to be the traditional ruler of that community or of the land. Because it means you're not representing God well enough. And at the same time, you are not representing the government in your area. All these crimes and criminalities that takes place don't happen in the airspace. They all happen on land. They pass one land, one community, one district to another. They move. They have collaborators. There are those that invite them to come and hibernate, or to come and live with them, or to come and stay permanently or temporarily, to carry out one activity or the other. So you must be in charge. You should know the good, the bad, and the ugly in your various domains. Not to talk of those that are carrying out illegal mining activity.
Governor Bello reminded the monarchs that land is one of the greatest factors of production. Therefore, safeguarding is necessary, while pointing out the miners' activities.
Some of these illegal miners are not necessarily these menial job seekers who will carry shovel and digger and be digging. Some of them are corporate entities. They are big names that you can hear all over the world. They carry out illegal mining and they patronize illegal miners, thereby encouraging them to continue to carry out illegal mining activity. We are aware recently that the federal government even revoked some of those licenses that were not utilized by some portfolio investors or briefcase investors or some investors that are just existing by mere name, and some who are actually doing something wrong about those licenses. Federal government came up about and completely revoked them and banned illegal mining. Here in Kogi State, we're not living in isolation. We can't succeed without keying into federal government policies, programs, and pronouncements. When federal government make a pronouncement, we as a state, we must key in and help them. After all, there is no one human being that is referred to as federal government person. We all reside in states, in local governments, and in our communities. And as a responsible government, we must domesticate all of these policies, programs, and pronouncements of the federal government.
The governor urged the incoming government to sign a new law that will be stiff on miners so that before they take any mineral from Kogi, they must pay tax.
We should all remember what happened in Zimbabwe, where there was no land again for the real citizens to even carry on farming activities. That time would come when you would have sold completely all your inheritance or your heritage. In fact, time shall come when they will even come for your omu, your cap. And they say they need it, and you will sell it. And that is the end. Then why are you the traditional ruler or the chief of that area? So I deliberately make it a policy not to be signing COFOs after when I discover that this land is too large. I will not sign it. And I'm urging the incoming government to look into some of those things that took place in the past that I was unable or I am unable to attend to. Some of those lands will be revoked, or COFOs will be revoked. If you don't know the value, we will know the value. We will keep it for your children or your children's children or your grandchildren that are coming. So please, on that note, all consents that have been given so far will be reviewed through the Ministry of Solid Minerals and then Land and Urban Development. All shall be reviewed. Any consent that is existing so far, from the biggest investor here in Kogi State to the intending investors, all that are existing now shall be reviewed. All community development agreements that are existing now shall equally be reviewed, because majority of them are to our own disadvantage. And moving forward, no local government or any traditional ruler should ever go into any community development agreement or consent of any piece of land without due clearance from the state government. The governor must approve, not just at the ministry level, because sometimes you don't trust some of these, our appointees, some you don't trust the civil servants. They will process it at that level, and then they will just either stamp or forge the signature and then give it back to you and say, the governor, I convey the approval of the governor to you. No, the governor must sign every consent that you will enter into with any would-be investors as far as Kogi State is concerned. We must derive the full benefits of our land for our people.
The Commissioner for Solid Mineral and Natural Resources, Abubakar Bashiru Gegu, said the real fathers holds the key to the success and failure of the economy, also security administration of the state.
The state government, through the ministry, will continue to formulate policies that will provide the enabling environment for the mining sector to strive in the state, thereby enhancing investors' confidence in solid mineral sector. As our royal fathers, government recognize the partnership with you is important in this regard. Another serious issue of concern is the community development agreement. The law stipulated that before any company commences mining, it has to submit statutory environmental documents mandatory for operations, such as environmental impact assessment, environmental processing, rehabilitation program, and community development agreement. As a result of this unregulated mining activities going on, the extent of environmental degradation in Kogi State is unimaginable. Despite the outcry from the host communities, most mining investors had failed to provide an alternate solution to this agreement and therefore had defaulted in environmental obligations in the areas of potable water supply, electricity supply, healthcare service delivery, school facilities, road construction, and reclaiming of farmland.
He said traditional rulers are banned from issuance of consent letters to mining investors without clearance from the Ministry of Solid Mineral and Natural Resources. The decision was to address the effects of environmental degradation associated with illegal miners' activities coupled with security challenges. In his goodwill message, the Obaro of Kaba, Oba Solomon Oweni, said the partnership is timely as there are illegal miners all over the place and they have been causing a lot of security challenges.
And I'm yet to see anywhere in Kogi State where the impact on the economy has been so profound to the extent of us noticing them. I've not seen any mining company that has built any secondary school anywhere in Kogi State. I've not seen anyone that has built hospitals or road or whatever. And I think this conference will open our eyes and will become more knowledgeable in what to do and what not to do. So on behalf of all of us, we want to register our gratitude for making this possible.
The traditional rulers are in consonance with the government's decision to fight against illegal miners in the states. I am Faith Abdugafar reporting for MLC TV.
Kogi State Nigeria Union of Journalists has elected Segun Salami of Channels Television as a correspondent chapel's chairman. The election held in NUJ Secretariat Lokoja saw 6 others as executive members. The new unopposed elected chairman, Segun, promised to introduce new dimensions into the system that will catapult the chapel to greater heights. Our reporter tells us more.
The new chairman pledged purposeful leadership and appreciated members of the chapel for the seamless consensus arrangement that produced him and other executive members. He pledged the new executive will discharge their duties diligently without fear or favor.
And to ensure that we put everything on board. And whatever you see us doing today that have been successful is some of the things that we put in yesterday. So thank you, sir. God Almighty will continue to help us. Now, this is a new beginning. And this is another era. And I want to assure you that to us, we are coming to serve. So I see ourselves as servants to the chapel, not as leaders to the chapel. We are coming to serve you. So when you tell us the problem, we at our ESCO member will see how to tackle some of these issues. So I want to assure you that with your support and God helping us, we will work above your expectation.
Salami stressed that the leadership would continue to make some critical decisions that will have a direct positive bearing on every member of the chapel. He solicited members' continued support and cooperation to move the chapel to greater heights.
What we bring on the table is what we are concerned with. And we are planning that as a start, we will need to discipline ourselves. And that discipline is one thing that I feel that we have lacked for some time. So please, the issue of, as we will kickstart, the issue of this, oh, this is how we used to do it. Let us just believe that it will be so again. This is a new system. We are changing from what we used to be to what you and I are expecting that we should be. Because
Salami, who was the former vice chairman of the chapel, expressed his profound gratitude to the immediate past chairman, Friday Idachaba, for carrying them along in all the chapel's affairs. In an interview with reporters, the immediate past chairman of the chapel, Friday Idachaba, appreciated the members for their maximum support, which had led to all the successes recorded during his tenure. Idachaba employed the chapel's members to accord more support to the new executive to enable them to record greater success and take the chapel to enviable heights.
Really, being in there for this short period of 2 tenures of 6 years has been very, very wonderful. The cooperation of my members. And the initial snag we had was that of the state government not working with us. But somewhere along the line, to God be the glory, I would like to thank the governor for bringing on board Dr. and Mrs. Yemekolaku. She came and she saw everything. The relationship between us and the governor, she was able to bring us back together. And today, every member here, all of us here, we are working in harmony with the state government. That's one thing I'd like to thank the state government for. And for my church, to the new ESCO. Yes, we have just talked about discipline. We want us to be more disciplined. I want them to encourage members to be more professional. They should stick to the ethics of the profession. And with that, I know we'll go far and high.
The NUJ chairman, represented by the vice chairman Ibrahim Obansa, who supervised the election, commended the members for the seamless way in which the election was conducted without rancor. Obansa urged members to rally support for the new ESCO in their bid to move the chapel forward.
We have constitutional rule of holding public officers accountable to people. We ourselves must be very accountable, we must be very disciplined, we must be very focused, and we must do the right thing at the right time. So that is my charge to them, and that the new ESCO will also work very transparently with his people. That is the only way you can carry journalists along. By the time they start seeing you doing one form of hanky-panky or the other, you lose your integrity, you lose whatever respect they have for you before. But I'm very confident that the new ESCO will drive this, pilot this ship to a very, very comfortable destination.
He commended the members for always showing good examples for others and councils to follow. Obansa assured the chapel of the continuous support of the Kogi State Council of NUJ. Other executive members include Thompson Yamput of NAN as vice chairman, Oyibo Salihu of Blueprint as secretary, Ayobami Omole of Leadership Newspaper as Financial Secretary, Joseph Amedu of Nigerian Standard as Treasurer, and Victoria Unakaike of Business Day as Auditor. Jennifer Odimayo reporting for MLC TV.
Nigerians have been urged to cultivate the habit of reading culture for all-round development. An academia, Professor Joseph Femi Adebisi, made the remarks at the launch of 7 opera textbooks authored by Dr. Ogi Abdurrahman Mohammed, Director of Administration and Finance in Lokoja. Professor Adebisi said an improved reading culture would expose individuals to a wide range of ideas, both domestically and internationally. Our reporter has more.
The Nigerian Union of Teachers (NUT) Hall was filled as well-wishers and academicians converged to honor Dr. Oge Mohammed, the author of 7 opera textbooks. Professor Femi Adebisi, a lecturer with Baham University, and Dr. Onemiyon Awodi Felicia said an improved reading culture would expose individuals to a wide range of ideas, both domestically and internationally.
This book, rather, has been written in chapters with all the relevant and latest information that you need to be a good writer, to be a good communicator in schools and in higher institutions. Please pick one of these. You will need it in as much as you are determined to give back your knowledge on paper.
Professor Adebisi, who is also one of the book reviewers, noted that it has become imperative for literates to cope with global realities, saying that can only be achieved by reading. He maintained that research through reading culture cannot be overemphasized and appealed to the younger generation to develop a research interest. The immediate past chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, Suleiman Indalaye, described the author of the book as a man of integrity and that the textbooks are timely.
Let us catch the readers from the young age. Let's go back to the basics. Let us catch them at that level so that they can imbibe reading culture. But technology had gone beyond this. And I am very sure that Dr. Oge too have taken cognizance of that to ensure that he puts this on the soft copy and is online.
Also, a professor of repute from Prince Abubakar Audu University, Professor Ebunu Audu, said the 7 opera textbooks authored by Dr. Oge Abdurrahman Mohammed, a director of Admin and Finance, State Universal Basic Education Board, Lokoja, has put into writing his knowledge acquisition, thoughts, and experience. Other speakers at the launch described the author as a complete gentleman who took time to come out with the best solution to the nation's several challenges in writing books that can stand the test of time. The chairman of the occasion, the Director General, Government House Administration, Dr. Shuaibu Umar Obicha, represented by Aliu Suleiman, said the author was an experienced and seasoned accounting officer who has performed diligently in his chosen career.
The message is this, that every parent should ensure that their children are well educated. A well-informed person will not derail, will not make a mistake. So it is advisable that everybody should key into what is happening today to make sure that they are able to get these books as a source of information and education to their children. And my principal that I'm representing here today is a person that loves education.
The book author, Dr. Oge Abdurrahman Mohammed, appreciated the kind words of encouragement from professors and top government officials who took the time to attend the launch. Oge believed if students are exposed to reading his books, they will be better informed.
The books are academic tools to enhance teaching and learning in schools and colleges. It delves into computer information system management, strategic management, commercial law, and liquidity management. Also, research methodology. These are good textbooks. So I'm recommending it to students who are up and doing academically. It's going to assist them. and it's going to take them to the next level academically.
The book launch witnessed personalities, including the former Deputy Governor of Kogi State, Architect Yomi Awoni, represented by one-time Chief of Staff in Awoni office, Richard Akomode, and the publisher of the Nigerian Post newspaper and former press secretary to the Deputy Governor, Mike Abu. They said the author is a refined administrator and accountant. The book launch attracted academics and professors from different universities across the country. Khadijat Mohammed, reporting for MLC TV.
The Nigerian Communications Commission has granted Globacom Limited more time to settle its interconnectivity dispute with MTN Nigeria Communications Limited. The Director of Public Affairs of the NCC, Dr. Ruben Muka, made this known in a statement on Thursday. Muka said on January 8, the Nigerian Communications Commission published a pre-disconnection notice informing subscribers of the approval granted to MTN Nigeria Communications PLC to commence the phased disconnection of Globacom Limited with effect from January 18, 2024 due to long-standing interconnection dispute between the parties. We go on a short break. Now we'll be right back.
Malachite TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose MLC TV. Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV. With entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. On crime, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Ransom Wike, cautioned the public against the practice of paying ransom to bandits and kidnappers, warning that such actions will encourage the surge. The warning against ransom payment followed reports that Nigerians had raised over 50 million naira through crowdfunding to pay the ransom for the release of 5 daughters of Abuja resident Mansour Al-Kadriya. 6 siblings had been adopted from their father's house in Buhari Council, Abuja on December 26, 2023 alongside their father. Although their father was later released to go and raise the ransom, the kidnappers killed one of his daughters, Nabiha, last Friday for failing to raise the said ransom, leaving 5 in captivity. Wike made the plea Wednesday at a town hall meeting on insecurity held at Buhari Area Council. The meeting was attended by heads of security agencies in the territory, led by FCT Commissioner of Police Garba Haruna, the Sanki Buhari Awal Musa Ijakoro, and Chairman of Buhari Area Council John Gabaya. Gabaya said the council was planning to mobilize 50 hunters and 50 vigilants into a joint security task force and support them with logistics to complement the efforts of the security agencies in protecting the 90 villages and 16 districts that constituted Buhari Council. A High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, sitting at Maitama, Abuja on Thursday, has varied the bail condition granted to the immediate past governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. The court had in November granted Emefiele bail in a sum of 300 million naira with 2 sureties in like sum. Justice Hamza Muazu had ordered that each of the sureties must possess landed property worth 300 million naira within the court jurisdiction with certificate of occupancy, which must be deposited with the court registrar, who will have to verify the property. Emefiele was ordered to deposit his travel document with the court and remain in Abuja during the period of trial. However, counsel to Emefiele, Matthew Booker, informed the court that the defendant filed a motion dated January 10 seeking variation of the bail condition to enable him travel within the country. He urged the court to vary the condition for his client. In a ruling on the application, Justice Muazu granted the request and ordered that Emefiele should remain within Nigeria for the period of his trial. Based on the development, the court adjourned sitting till January 19 for the new charge to be taken. One person has been killed while over 70 houses were set ablaze in a communal clash between two communities in Kogi State. The community involved in the communal clash are Otukpo, Ojili, and Ochi Ibadan under Ampa local government area of Kogi State. Trouble started when some villagers in Ochi Ibadan allegedly killed a man from Otukpo, Ojili, who was returning from Lagos to his own village. Aggrieved with the death of their son, some youth from Otukpo, Ojili, in a reprisal attack, went straight to Ojili, Ibadan, and allegedly burnt down over 70 houses. The member representing Akpa 1 State constituency, Akus Lawal, confirmed the incident on the floor of the Kogi State House of Assembly during plenary on Thursday. Spokesman of the State Police Command, SP Williams Anya, confirmed this to newsmen in Lokoja on Thursday. Anya said the bloody clash between the two communities started on January 14 and lasted till the early hours of Monday, January 15th. Aside from houses, Anya said an unspecified number of vehicles, motorcycles, tricycles, and bicycles were burnt in the clashes. The communal clash between two communities is very worrisome and should not repeat itself. They commended the Commissioner of Police who went to this community for an on-the-spot assessment and the Kogi State government under Yahaya Bello for the quick response. He prayed that such communal clash will not happen in our land again. He, however, appealed to the Kogi State Emergency Management Agency to immediately provide relief materials to all the affected victims. On foreign news, the Princess of Wales is recovering from hospital after undergoing surgery, and King Charles III is said to undergo a medical procedure next week. Catherine will step back from royal duties for months after surgery for an unspecified but non-cancer related abdominal condition. The King's belly prostate condition will be treated next week. The non-expected health announcements were made within 2 hours of each other on Wednesday afternoon. Details about the health of senior royals are usually a closely guarded secret and only announced to the public in limited circumstances. So the decision to release 2 significant updates in one day was striking. At about 14:00 GMT, Kensington Palace disclosed the princess was admitted to a private hospital in central London on Tuesday for a procedure and is recovering there. It is understood the princess is doing well, but is expected to spend up to 2 weeks in hospital and be out of the public eye until after Easter as she continues a month-long recovery. The Prince of Wales will also step back from royal duties in the coming weeks to be with his wife and Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. A Salvadoran woman has been freed from prison more than 7 years after she was convicted for having an abortion. The 20-year-old, identified only as Lillian, was sentenced to 30 years in prison in 2015. She gave birth to a girl in a public hospital in 2015, but the baby suffered health complications and died there 3 days later. There is a total ban on abortion in El Salvador, which has one of the world's strictest anti-abortion laws. Prosecutors had accused Lillian of not taking care of the fetus during her pregnancy, and she was charged with negligence and aggravated murder. Lillian, who has a 10-year-old daughter, has always maintained her innocence and said she never intended to terminate her pregnancy. She said in a news conference on Wednesday that in the name of all her companions, she asked them to stop accusing and prosecuting other innocent women like her. She added it was a very hard trauma to live through and she doesn't wish it on anyone. Campaign groups who supported Lillian during her ordeal said she was freed in December, but the information has only now been made public. They said the judge's decision to release Lillian was based on the fact that she was in a vulnerable situation in hospital when she lost her baby. Let's join Joy Dada for entertainment updates.
Welcome to our world of entertainment. I am Joy Dada. Screening of Nollywood movies in the local cinemas experienced significant drops following the end of the holiday season. According to the Cinemas Exhibitors Association of Nigeria, the record-breaking movie, A Tribe Called Judah, experienced a 55% drop between January 12, 2024 to January 18, 2024. The data showed that the comedy drama grossed 84.6 million naira, which is a lot lower than it did just last week. However, this change hasn't affected the Funke Akindele-produced movie from maintaining its top spot on the chart, making it the most-watched Nigerian cinematic movie for the 5th time in a row with a total of over 1 billion naira. Sam Henshaw, born in the United Kingdom to a preacher father, grew up to a wide variety of gospel music, which formed his earliest interaction with music. Music has always been a part of Sam's life, and he will in fact go to the university to study popular music performance to pursue his passion professionally. Inspired by gospel music and seminal talents such as Kirk Franklin, Rolling Hill, and Marvin Gaye, Sam Henshaw will channel his talent in crafting songs driven by incisive lyricism and stimulating melodies. Despite growing up in London, Sam Henshaw has always been in touch with his Nigerian heritage, with Nigerian music getting commercial attention abroad. Sam's belief Afrobeats grows success in a reflection of the creativity and drive of Nigerians. Thanks for joining me, Joy Dada, reporting for MLC TV.
Thank you, Joy. And that is the size of our package. Do support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Malachite TV. Like and follow our Facebook pages, MLC TV, MLC TV2, MLC TV Yoruba, and Ebiravabe MLC TV. Instagram MLC TV 2021, X handle Malachite TV, and TikTok Malachite_TV. For your event coverage, appearance on any of our programs, contributions, comment, advert placement, or sponsorship, please call or send SMS to any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join Malachite TV online on weekends to watch our various programs. Saturday 7 p.m. Political Arena, Sunday 6 p.m. Women's World, and Monday 9 a.m. The Opinion. It is Malachite TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. Please be your brother's keeper to build a happier and better society. Together. I am Muslimat Ometere Itopa. See you tomorrow.